Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is your favorite show, Daily Calls, a show that answers all your stock related queries. Yes, over the next 50 minutes, top market experts will be with us on the show to answer all of your stock related queries. Now, how do you send us all those questions if you have any on your stock portfolio? Well, you can use the WhatsApp number that's flashing on your screens to send in your questions along with your name, your location and your contact details as well. So help us connect you live on the show so that you can directly speak to the top market experts and get a custom-made advice on your portfolio from our experts as well. Alternatively, you can also use the YouTube platform where you're watching us live, Business Today, the YouTube channel, and use the comment section to send us your questions and I can pick up those questions to address it to our top market experts as well. And now to welcome our guest on the show with us. So we had the woman from Motilal Oswal Financial Services, Shivangi Sada, the technicals and derivatives analyst at Motilal Oswal Financial Services, now joining in on this show live with us. A warm welcome to you, Shivangi, and do tell me first up, how are you looking at the market setup? We had that stupendous 13 days of a run-up. That's not happened in the history ever before. But now we are seeing some profits at the higher level. So how should investors be really looking at the market move right now?
Thank you so much, Sakshi, for having me. And it has been a history that has been recorded. Nifty has touched, it's continued its winning streak for the 13 consecutive days and touched a new lifetime high for 4 straight days. But of course, there is some sort of, consolidation that we are seeing today, which is quite normal. 13 has been an important technical number which has been followed. And we are seeing that supports are still being respected and Nifty is, holding above its, previous day's low. So overall, buy on decline strategy is to continue for the index. And we are seeing sector rotation quite, well in the entire broader market. So next levels that we're looking at is 25,500 with a support of 25,100 levels. This was the take on Nifty. If we talk about Bank Nifty, there is some underperformance which is continuing over here, and we are sort of seeing that it is struggling to hold, at above 51,500. So roundabout, we are seeing that that will be the immediate hurdle that we're looking at 51,500. And if it manages to cross that, and then we could touch 52,000 levels. But as of now, Bank Nifty is in a lackluster move, range bound movement to continue over here with the support of 51,000.
Okay, Shivangi. So that's the setup right there on the index level. But we also have the first caller with us. So let's quickly get on to the call with Kalpesh Patel. He is from Mumbai. Hi, Kalpesh. How are you?
I'm fine, ma'am. How are you?
I'm all well. पूछिए क्या जानना चाहते हैं आप?
मैम मेरे पास अतुल लिमिटेड का फ्यूचर बाय है एट द रेट 8,000 और ये काफी अच्छा ब्रेकआउट किया था, काफी अच्छा चल रहा था. तो बीच में ये आरती इंडस्ट्री का जो एक न्यूज आ गया था, आरती इंडस्ट्री का न्यूज आ गया था कि उसकी वजह से पूरा केमिकल सेक्टर फिर से काफी ज्यादा फॉल डाउन हो गया था. और मैंने ये टारगेट 10,000 रुपया कब तक हो सकता है अतुल में?
अतुल लिमिटेड का एक फ्यूचर
पूरा
केमिकल स्पेस पे भी आप एक आउटलुक चाहते हैं, वो भी मैं आपको दिलवा दूंगी शिवांगी से. ओवरऑल शिवांगी, अतुल लिमिटेड एक फ्यूचर का लॉट है 8,000 पे, 10,000 के टारगेट्स एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं, तो इस पर रणनीति क्या होनी चाहिए? और दूसरा, ओवरऑल केमिकल स्पेस पर आपका व्यू क्या है?
बिल्कुल, ये स्टॉक हम देख रहे हैं कि हाल ही में पिछले 2 महीनों से वापस एक तेजी के मोमेंटम में आया है. एंड अगर हम इसका वीकली बेसिस चार्ट भी देखें तो एक 3-4 हफ्तों के कंसोलिडेशन के बाद स्टॉक अब निकलते हुए नजर आ रहा है. तो बिल्कुल बने रहने की सलाह है. और यहाँ पे स्टॉप लॉसेस जो है वो आगे की तरफ ट्रेल कर सकते हैं. इमीडिएट टारगेट्स की अगर हम बात करें तो 8,500 तक के लिए हम वेट कर सकते हैं यहाँ पे. एंड अगर हम पूरे केमिकल स्पेस की बात करें तो यहाँ पे स्टॉक्स जो है वो काफी वॉलेटाइल रहते हैं, स्विंग्स रहते हैं सारे स्टॉक्स में. तो मेरा यहाँ मानना रहेगा कि हम अगर बास्केट बनाते हुए केमिकल स्टॉक्स को अप्रोच करें तो वो बेटर अप्रोच रहेगा सारे ही स्पेस को यूटिलाइज करने के लिए.
ओके, गॉट इट. चलिए अगला सवाल भी ले लेते हैं। हमारे साथ बहुत सारे दर्शक अब हमारे साथ यूट्यूब पर जुड़ रहे हैं, सो लेट मी जस्ट डू अ क्विक हाई विद ऑल ऑफ देम। विश्वास शर्मा है हमारे साथ, अवनीश चौधरी भी हमारे साथ जुड़ते हुए नज़र आ रहे हैं, साथ ही हमारे साथ और भी सवाल जुड़ रहे हैं। इनफैक्ट अनुष ने करीम नगर से भी हमें व्हाट्सएप पर क्वेरी अपनी भेजी है। आप सभी का स्वागत है और एक एक करके मैं आप सभी के सवाल भी लेने वाली हूँ शिवांगी के साथ, तो बने रहें इस खास शो पर। सबसे पहले विश्वास शर्मा का सवाल लेते हैं। वो लिखते हैं, हेलो मैम, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर दिस शो। थैंक्स अ लॉट विश्वास जी फॉर अप्रिशिएटिंग आवर शो। ही इज सेइंग दैट टुडे डिफेंस स्टॉक्स आर शोइंग अ रन अप, but the question is this sustainable? I have GRSE, I bought it at 2100, and also Bharat Dynamics, which I bought at 1500. So what would be the strategy? How long should I hold for profits to come back on these stocks? It's a good question. Of course, HAL's big order win that cabinet approved of 26,000 crores, that led to a pull up in this entire space again today, but the question is it going to be sustainable? And especially for these two stocks that Vishwas holds, GRSE and BDL, what would your suggestion be, Shivangi?
Now, looking at this entire space, if you look at GRSE or BTL or HAL for that matter, these stocks have hardly, managed to hold above its 50 daily exponential moving average. And we've seen that weakness can be seen from the last 8 weeks. So, we could still wait for, momentum to pick up over here in this space because follow-up action is clearly missing. So, better than being stuck at the stock, it would be good if you could, focus on the other sectors.
Okay, could you share any alternative stock or sector that you believe that could be in an sharper uptick?
Well, on that note, some of the auto space is looking quite positive. Also, one can look for white good, space stocks like
Yeah.
Voltas. And some of the IT names are also performing well. We can look at Dixon for that matter. And pharma space has, of course, been the performer from the last 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
one can look for good stocks like Lupin or Sun Pharma in this pharma space as well. So these are the stocks that we're looking at. Some of the consumption names like ITC is also now picking up strength and are looking quite positive for the September month to come.
Okay, got it. So you have got some alternatives, Vishwas ji. Look at those stocks as well, within which September month could actually prove to be fruitful as of right now. We have the next question now. In fact, we have a caller with us joining in. Deepika Singh from Delhi has dialed in. Hi, Deepika. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I'm just looking for some advice on Panesia Biotech. I have
Okay.
around 1,000 shares bought at I averaged it out, it's around 160 per share.
And you need a long-term view.
Yes, I need a long-term view. The stock actually rallied quite well, I think, in the last week, but I missed out the chance to sell it at 260.
Okay, got it. Let's get Shivangi to address your question right there. Panesia Biotech for you, Shivangi. How would you look at the stock? The purchase price is 160. A long-term view is what she needs. Sitting on good amount of profits, 226 right now. What would you say?
Looking at this stock, we've seen that, of course, the entire space has gained a lot of momentum, but this stock has, rallied mostly in the last 3 weeks. And after a very long consolidation, in fact, year-on-year basis, we've seen swings in this stock. Ideally, not a very technically sound stock. So I would say you can, again, book profits and move to better stock.
Okay, book profits and move to better stocks, Deepika. That could be a better strategy for you at this point in time. Let's get in another question now. This is from Avnish Chaudhary. He says, hi Sakshi, Raymond is something that he's asking on. 2142 is what he's bought the stock at. He has about 33 shares right there. Now he wants to know a stop loss and a target also going forward from here. Why this is going to be interesting is because another 7.7% of an uptick can be seen today. And there is this move that's coming right ahead of the press conference that we are expecting at 2:30 p.m. Now there could be listings from the group that we could look at an update on. the lifestyle business, the real estate business. There could be separate listings and IPOs, and so shareholders of Raymond could actually stand to benefit also. Shivangi, how would you advise investors to really look at Raymond? It's already run up quite a lot. Let's look at a long-term chart. Let's pull up the 6-month chart of Raymond and a 1-year chart also to see how the stock has really rallied in this interim. Last 6 months, it's moved up 22%. Of course, there was this drop that we actually saw when the price got adjusted. But what would you say now for Raymond?
This stock has moved by more than 100% in this year, and we've seen that there has been a spectacular move, especially in the last few months. Of course, stock has rested a bit in August, but we are seeing momentum to continue over here. There is a fresh price volume breakout over here, and consumption and retail stocks are now picking up momentum. Of course, seasonality wise, these are the months where these stocks kind of tend to do better before the festivity kicks in. So, of course, September and October is going to be quite positive for this stock, and we could expect immediately 2250 and then, maybe 2400 levels in this stock. Now, it's important to have a stop loss and trail it upwards while we are riding the stock. So, 2100 is an important support to watch out for.
Okay, got it. So I hope this has answered your question, Avnish. Please do adhere to the advice that's been shared by Shivangi right there. Let's also get in another question. This is from Avdish Thakur, and he writes in to ask on GTPL Hathaway, and he wants to know that for long term, is a fresh entry warranted at the current market levels, or should he be looking at some more dips? GTPL Hathaway currently at 166. What would you say?
So looking at this chart structure, this stock, really consolidates more than it moves. And we are seeing, swings, and the stock has a tendency to correct after a breakout. So I would suggest that, you can stay away from this stock. And there are, plenty of other stocks in the pool which are better placed than this one.
Okay, fair enough. So I hope this has answered your question also, Avdesh. We have the next question, and we have a caller from Mumbai. Ria has dialed in. Hi Ria, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon. I'm fine. I have bought BSC Limited 100 shares at 2780. I just want a view on that, and Centurion Textile, can I buy it right?
Okay, got it. So two questions. One on BSE, where she has bought the stock at 2780. Now she wants to know what is the future for Bombay Stock Exchange stock. And the other one is on the textile space again, Century Textiles. Would you warrant at the current levels?
So, BSE, the stock has been, performing since the last 2 years and a very strong counter. It's come out of a consolidation and stock is now getting ready for a fresh up move. Of course, even in the long term, this stock is a must have, and we could expect immediate levels of round about, 2900, 3000 levels in this stock. So one can continue being here. Now, talking about Century Textiles, this is one stock which has, corrected in the last 3, 4 sessions, but overall trend is again positive. And year on year basis, this stock has moved by, around 90%. So definitely a very good counter, and the momentum will be seen to continue to round about 2400 odd levels.
Okay, got it. Let's take the next question then. This is again from Ankur Modi, and he wants to know on two stocks. One is Ixigo. It's a recently listed stock, and it's from the travel and the tourism space. And the other one is Share India Securities. Now he wants to take a fresh entry in these stocks. Which one would you be comfortably able to share a view on? Ixigo or Share India Securities at the current levels?
Talking about Ixigo, of course, it's a new stock, and there is not much of a technical data that is available. But of course, there are better travel tourism stocks that one can focus on, like Indigo or Indian Hotel for that matter. Indian Hotel is also sort of moving in a very upward sloping channel. So these are the stocks that you can focus on. And talking about the capital market stocks, of course, there is a disclaimer that, and we do not recommend, the capital market stocks.
Okay, got it. Let's get in another question then at the same time. We have a question from Kavya. She says, "Hi Sakshi, how are you?" I'm very well, Kavya. Thanks for writing in, and I hope the same for you too. She says, "How is Vedanta for long-term perspective, and which levels should I go into the stock for?" So Vedanta again was in news. Again, the third interim dividend is what the company has announced. It's been continuously also looking at some fundraise possibilities too. How are you looking at Vedanta from the metals pack right now, Shivangi?
So, looking at Vedanta, this stock has, not gained much of a momentum. Even we've seen that 480 was a hurdle level that the stock could not surpass, from the last 15 odd weeks. So, overall, stock is in a consolidative mode. I would suggest we could wait uh, for entering, fresh in the stock.
Okay, got it. We have another caller with us now from Surat. Kalpesh Kacharia has dialed in. Hi Kalpesh, good afternoon. कैसे हैं आप?
गुड आफ्टरनून मैम, मैं एकदम बढ़िया हूँ। एक्चुअली आज मेरा सवाल दो था, पर एक्चुअली फिर मैंने दूसरा ही सिलेक्ट कर लिया कि एचएल
Okay.
मैंने शॉर्ट सेल कर दिया है 4890 में। अभी
अच्छा।
आज इसको जो जो इतना बड़ा ऑर्डर मिला है 26,000 करोड़, उसके बावजूद ये इतना नहीं चल रहा है, मतलब 3%। और इसके पहले क्या था कि शेयर आया, उसके पहले ये भागने लगता था। अभी तो न्यूज आ रही है फिर भी इतना परफॉर्म नहीं कर रहा। इवन बीएल बीएचईएल वो इतना परफॉर्म नहीं कर रहे। तो क्या ये केमिकल, ये डिफेंस सेक्टर में क्या हो रहा है एग्जैक्टली? चल क्यों नहीं रहे? जो मतलब इतनी न्यूज आने के बाद, ऑर्डर मिलने के बाद भी नहीं चल रहे इतने जो पहले
जी।
चलते थे।
ओके, गॉट इट। तो चलिए आपका सवाल हम पहुंचाते हैं शिवांगी तक। डिफेंस स्पेस में आज जो बाउंस आया है उसको देखते हुए आप क्या कहना चाहेंगी शिवांगी? और एचएएल का एक लॉट जो फ्यूचर का है शॉर्ट सेल किया है 4890 पर, अब क्या एक्सपेक्ट करें यहाँ पर? ओवरऑल जो इनका सवाल है कि पहले जिस तरीके से ऑर्डर्स आने पर एक तरफा चाल इन स्टॉक्स में देखने को मिलती थी, अब बड़े ऑर्डर्स आने के बाद भी उस तरीके का मूव एचएएल में नहीं देखने को मिल रहा है। तो क्या अभी स्ट्रेंथ खत्म हो चुकी है डिफेंस में? क्या कहना चाहेंगे आप?
जी बिल्कुल कल्पेश जी, तो हम देख रहे हैं कि ये सारे जो डिफेंस काउंटर्स है, इनमें एक प्राइस डिस्काउंट ऑलरेडी हो चुका था। जो जिस रैली हमने देखा नवंबर 2023 से लेके जुलाई 2024 तक, तो इन पूरे महीनों में हमने देखा है कि काफी अच्छी तरह से ये सारे डिस्काउंटेड होते हुए दिखे थे। स्टॉक हाल ही में अगर एचएएल पर्टिकुलरली हम बात करें तो एक मंथली रेंज से निकलते हुए नजर आ रहा है। सो यहाँ पे मोमेंटम अब बिल्ड होगा अगर ये स्टॉक जो है 4950 के ऊपर क्रॉस करके होल्ड करे। सो
ठीक है।
4950 एक इम्पोर्टेंट लेवल है, वो वॉच आउट करे।
ओके, गॉट इट। चलिए अगला सवाल ले लेते हैं। ये नमिता अरोरा का सवाल है। प्लीज सजेस्ट ऑन आईआरबी इंफ्रा, शुड आई बुक लॉस नाउ? आई हैव बॉट द स्टॉक एट 67, विल इट क्रॉस 67 एनी टाइम सून? आई हैव बीन होल्डिंग ऑन सिंस 3 months. व्हाट वुड यू सजेस्ट हियर ऑन आईआरबी इंफ्रा?
So, looking at IRB Infra, this stock has consolidated from the last 7 months, and we have seen that somewhat 78 has been a barrier for this stock, and somewhere supports are being respected, but there are multiple hurdles that are present in the stock. So, 72 would be the next hurdle that you can look out for this stock, but the stock is expected to move in a staggered manner.
Okay, got it. So that's the view that's coming in as far as IRB Infra is concerned. We have the next question now. This is from Abhishek. He says, "Ma'am, I have Keynes Technologies and Power Mech projects. How are these stocks for long term? And could you also suggest levels where I can accumulate these stocks even more?" Keynes Technologies definitely was in focus today again because of the news flow. Brokerage houses have also, given higher targets now for Keynes. There is a Kotak report that's given a 4950 target. This is after the approval of a semiconductor facility in Gujarat, where the focus could be on building up the semiconductor focus as far as the company is concerned. So Keynes Technologies and Power Mech projects, how are you looking at these two charts, Shivangi?
Yes, so of course, this entire space has now come into action, and we can see some of the stocks that we discussed is also doing quite well. But talking specifically about Keynes Technology, this stock has moved on a month-on-month basis consistently. This year has, of course, seen a 85% rise. And overall, stock is quite positive. Supports are gradually shifting higher. And right now, with the negation of the charts, technically, it's also looking, good on a risk-reward perspective. So we could expect 5,050 immediately, and then positionally 5,100 odd levels in this stock. So this is the take on Kane Technology.
Okay, got it. So that's as far as Keynes Technologies is concerned. We'll take the next question. Ankur Modi wants to know, could you please suggest any good stocks till Diwali and the New Year theme for good returns from here on? The festive season is about to start with Ganesh Chaturthi just about to start from 7th of September. So how are you looking at the festive season, Shivangi, and what do you think as key stocks and themes could be actually in the thick of action during the festivities?
So of course, a very lovely question, and wishing all our viewers a great, season's greeting for all the festivity that is to kick in. And it's that time of the year when seasonality-wise, auto stocks move quite well, and we have seen two-wheeler space gaining in momentum and action. So one can look for two-wheeler space auto stocks. If you have to name a few, then it could be TVS Motor or Hero Motocorp for that matter. Now, even Bajaj Auto is one stock which has seen a good amount of rollover in the previous series. So that is also one stock from the auto space which is looking quite positive. Some of the other stocks like SBI Cards is also gaining momentum right now and looking quite positive because it's turned from a bottoming out structure on the weekly basis. So definitely a good entry point at these levels also. And Voltas is also one stock which is looking quite positive, but for the near term future. So these are the stocks and pockets that you can focus on. Of course, pharma is also one space, but for the near term future.
Okay, got it. So I hope, Ankur, you've got this list of stocks as well, which could actually give you good festival theme kind of returns right there. We have the next question, and this is from Ankush, and he's written in on our WhatsApp number. He's from Indore. He says, I used to do swing trade in Ircon International and Jupiter Wagons, and I got stuck on Ircon at 1000 levels, and I got stuck on 1000 Ircon shares at 300 and 1000 Jupiter Wagons shares at 680. What would you suggest here? Railway space stocks again, which were being used for swing trading. Any key strategy that you'd like to advise here?
So railway, of course, we've seen that momentum has fizzled out from the last few months itself,
True.
and I remember we discussed it earlier on this show itself that railway stocks have not picked up momentum, and we can avoid these entire stocks. And talking about JWL as well, this stock has lost momentum from the last 4 5 weeks, and we've seen a corrective phase which has prolonged. But there is no follow up over here, so I would recommend not to focus on these stocks.
Okay, that's the view that's coming in, and I hope that you adhere to Shivangi's advice right there. We'll just take last couple of questions with you, Shivangi, before we let you go. Vijay Shankar has written in. He says, how is Kaveri Seeds Company for long term? I am already holding 50 shares and I'm sitting on a 10% profit. So should I book the profit or remain invested on Kaveri Seeds? What would you say?
So this stock has respected its exponential moving average perfectly, very well from the last 5 6 months, and we've seen that stock has gained a lot of momentum in this year, and after a consolidation of the last 7 years. So of course, this stock is quite positive, and one can continue being here. The next immediate targets that we're looking at for this stock is round about 1100. And positionally, if you see, then 1200 is what you can wait for.
Okay, got it. And the last question for you on the show, Shivangi. This is again from Kamlesh Narkhede, and he wants to know on Coal India and or Schneider Electric. These two stocks for long term. ये दोनों के businesses कैसे हैं? Please guide. That is what he has written. Coal India और Schneider Electric. यहाँ पर आप क्या कहना चाहेंगे?
जी बिल्कुल। कोल इंडिया की अगर हम बात करें यहाँ पे कमलेश जी, तो यहाँ पे बेटर प्लेस स्टॉक है आउट ऑफ द टू। और कोल इंडिया का जो अगर हम लॉन्ग टर्म स्ट्रक्चर चार्ट देखें तो पिछले 4 सालों से लगातार इसमें एक अच्छी मोमेंटम बिल्ड होते हुए दिखी है। इस साल में थोड़ा हमने देखा है कि बाकी पीयर से अंडर परफॉर्म किया है, बट ओवरऑल स्टॉक स्ट्रक्चर इंटैक्ट है, पॉजिटिव है। तो आप अगर इन्वेस्टमेंट के तौर पे देख रहे हो तो बिल्कुल आप बने रह सकते हो। एंड नेक्स्ट जो टारगेट्स है इन्वेस्टमेंट के तौर पे हम देख रहे हैं यहाँ पे 550 तक के लिए हम एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं।
ओके, गॉट इट। सो आई होप कमलेश जी आपको भी अपने सवाल के जवाब मिल गया होगा। बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया एंड थैंक यू सो मच शिवांगी फॉर बीइंग विद अस ऑन दिस शो एंड होप you have a fantastic time till the time we meet you next on Daily Calls, and hope you continue to guide all our viewers just like this to help them have the best strategies in the markets for a profitable trade and investment that they can expect in the stock markets. Thanks a lot for being with us. All right, viewers, so what we'll do now is we'll take a quick break by way of telling you something that's buzzing in the primary market space before we go ahead and take rest of your questions with another top market expert who will be joining us in just a bit. Remember, it's the IPO space that's been consistently hotting up, and even today we've actually seen one of the blockbuster listings of Premier Energies within the main board IPO space. Now another IPO is actually going to be opening soon, and that's something that we are going to be helping you understand as to how should you be prepared, because this IPO will be hitting as soon as 9 September, and this one is from another big conglomerate of India, and that is the Bajaj Group. To help us understand more details on this new expected IPO, Asim, my colleague, is joining right in. Hi Asim, good afternoon. What are you expecting from the Bajaj Group? The IPO of Bajaj Housing Finance, I think that's going to be a big one that's going to be hitting the street next.
Yeah, thanks, Sakshi. So this initial public offering of Bajaj Housing Finance will be opening on September 9 and it will close on September 11. The Bajaj Group firm will offer its shares in a range of rupees 66 to rupees 70 apiece. Investors, that is retail investors, can apply for a minimum of 214 equity shares and its multiples thereafter. So a retail investor can therefore apply for a maximum of 13 lots or 2,782 shares. The shares are likely to be listed on September 16. The Bajaj Housing Finance is looking to raise a total of rupees 6,560 crore from this primary stake sale, which includes a fresh share sale of rupees 3,560 crore and an offer for sale of rupees 3,000 crore from its promoter, Bajaj Finance Limited. The anchor book for the issue will open on Friday, September 6. The IPO will have a special quota for shareholders of Bajaj Finserv and Bajaj Finance, both of whom are classified as promoters of the Bajaj Housing Finance. Bajaj Finance has a 100% stake in Bajaj Housing, while Bajaj Finserv holds 51% stake in Bajaj Finance. Bajaj Housing Finance has reserved shares worth rupees 200 crore for the eligible employees of the company, while shares worth rupees 500 crore shall be reserved for eligible shareholders of Bajaj Finance and Bajaj Finserv. Of the net offer, 50% shares will be allocated for qualified institutional bidders, while NII and retail investors will get 15% and 35% of the net offer. Back to you, Sakshi.
All right, Seema, thanks a lot for that update. Bajaj Housing Finance investors and viewers, keep a keen eye out on this one. This is going to be the next big one that the street will be watching out for. The price band is now 66 to 70 rupees per share. 9th to 11th of September is when the IPO will remain open from. Now, what are the top brokerage houses really saying about this IPO? We will get to know in a few days. So, continue to keep your research on as far as Bajaj Housing is concerned. If you're already holding on to Bajaj Bajaj Finance or Bajaj Finserv shares, there could be higher chances for you to get the allotment of Bajaj Housing. Some more details will emerge in the few days to come. So stay tuned and we will continue to get you all the developments around Bajaj Housing Finance as well. And now it's time to welcome our other guest on the show as well. We're now joined by Mr. Kranti Bateni, and he's the Director of Equity Research at Wealth Mill Securities. Warm welcome to you, Mr. Bateni, and thank you so much for taking the time out. Well, I first want to understand from you the IPO space that's been hotting up. We just discussed Bajaj Housing Finance with our reporter as well. How are you looking at this buzzing space today? There was a 100% premium listing of Premier Energies as well. And how are you advising clients? You must be getting a lot of calls these days as to which ones to choose. Almost 9 IPOs between both main board and SME opened this week itself, and next week again we are hoping to see some more action come to fore. So how are you advising viewers there?
Hi, Sakshi. Good afternoon. Yes, actually, there was a jubilant mood in the primary market, what we are witnessing at this point of time. And also, investors who got the allotment also, they are lucky enough to garner good amount of listing gains. But investors need to be selective at this point of time in terms of what IPOs they are applying for. Of course, we can see a good number of quality IPOs are hitting the market in the main board is concerned. I don't want to discuss getting into SME space is concerned. By and large, our focus area has been on the main board IPOs. As these are the very decent business models, and market have been waiting for new business models to come into the market. Right now, whatever the IPOs, what we are getting is it's a different new business model. Last couple of IPOs and also the big IPOs that are lined up in the coming days also. New different business models. That is the reason investor interest have been coming back into the primary market. Of course, there is a demand and supply mismatch is there. The number of investors have quadrupled. That is the reason we can see huge demand for these kind of paper that's hitting the market at this point of time. One need to be selective. If investors are making decent listing gains, time to book some profit also. But wait for the companies to settle down. Don't jump and buy at this point of time. Watch for as usual, how the earning commentary for these companies. So the entry is very important for these stocks at this point of time.
Yes.
Overall, it is a jubilant mode, we can say, with respect to the new listings are concerned. Promoters are wise enough when there is a day. It is a great saying on Wall Street, when there is a broad daylight, continue your journey. So right now we are on a broad daylight, and a lot of liquidity is there. That is the reason companies are raising money at this point of time.
Okay, got it. Mr. Bateni, already a lot of questions are pouring in from our viewers for you. So let me, without wasting any more time, go across to our first caller for you. We have with us Mr. Harsh Anand. He's called in from Jharkhand. Namaskar Harsh ji, कैसे हैं आप? पूछिए क्या सवाल है?
Thank you. How are you?
I am very well. Tell me, what's your question, sir?
Ma'am, actually I have two shares, Gravita and Godfrey Flip.
Okay.
Gravita at 1300 at 20 shares and Godfrey Flip at 4320 shares. I am holding at a good amount of profit. So I want to know that should I can hold for at least 2 to 3 years easily. So should I hold or should I book profit? What should I do?
Okay, we'll get you your view. We have our fundamental expert today with us, Mr. Kranti Bateni. Mr. Bateni, Gravita 1300 at the rate of 1300 and Godfrey Phillips at the rate of 4300. How would you really look at these two stocks? Profitability is there. How long should one hold in?
Yeah, with respect to Gravita is concerned, what we witnessed is a strong phenomenal rally. Last 3 years, the stock has been a multi-bagger stock. At this point of time, as he making 100% profit at this point of time, but he can take some profit from the table because the buzz around the stock has to translate into earnings. That's the crucial thing. So since the stock has rallied a lot, okay, better to take some profits from the table, remaining stay invested. With respect to Godfrey Phillips is concerned, the stock witnessed last 20 trading sessions, the stock witnessed a stellar rally. So I advise the investor to book some profit from the table at this point of time. Remaining, stay invested. Take some, at least book 50% profits at this point of time.
Okay, and from Godfrey Phillips as well? Godfrey
Yeah,
Phillips,
same
he's
thing.
bought it at 4,300.
That's correct. That's correct. At Godfrey Phillips also take some profit from the table.
Okay, हर्ष जी आपके लिए यही सलाह है that you can actually book out some of the profits right there and let the rest of the shares remain because these companies are strong. But at this point in time, there could be a long wait for you to further see some upside because these stocks have already gone up a lot. So book some partial profits at this point in time. Let's take the next question. We have this question on our WhatsApp number from Hardik Patel. He has 3 stocks where he wants to take your view on. One is BHEL. Now he's and the other one is Hoodco and the third one is Rights. Now all these 3 are PSU companies. In fact, BHEL he's bought it at 283 and Hoodco he's bought it at 198. Rights he's bought it at 675. Housing finance companies, heavy engineering companies and the railway space. How would you advise which are these the stocks that you believe can continue to be held on to?
So actually, you can hold on to the 3 of the stock, but the one issue, the 3 stocks are fundamentally good companies, decent companies at this point of time. But he entered at a high valuation zone.
Yes.
That's where the problem for these investments are concerned. If he's remain a long-term investor, he can stay invested with these companies. In fact, any fall on these companies, he can accumulate these stocks on dips also. By and large, okay, all the 3 companies are continue to do well in the coming quarters also, so he can stay invested on these companies.
Stay invested on these companies, okay. Kavya wants to know from you, sir, on power mech projects for long term, what could be the fresh entry levels on power mech projects? How are you looking at this story?
So actually, the stock witnessed a stellar rally. In fact, the stock has risen from a level of 1500 to what we are witnessing is currently at 6600 levels. So anything to just to make any serious investments at this point of time, one need to think about the levels around 6000 level can be a good entry point for the stock. Don't chase these kind of stock at this point of time. They're fully priced in at this point of time. So if the investor is a serious long-term investor, one can accumulate these stocks on dips only. But for the trading is concerned, okay, one can these stocks tend to give some kind of trading opportunities also. But for serious investing, the best entry point is around 600. That's a price point, first price point to make the entry into this stock.
Okay, got that. Let's go across to our next caller now. From Hubli in Karnataka, we have our next caller. Santosh has dialed in. Hi Santosh, good afternoon.
Hi, madam. Hi.
Tell me,
My
what's your question?
My question is, I have 235 shares of Reliance Industries.
Okay.
Average price is 3031. So can I hold it for 1 month or what is your way, madam?
Okay. For a short term view is what he is looking at Reliance Industries. This question comes at the right time. Why? Because on 5th of September, we are looking forward to the board's approval as far as the bonus issue is also concerned. This was announced back in the AGM of Reliance Industries too. Now, for someone who's holding about 230 shares at 3031, which is near about the current levels as well, how would you advise, Mr. Batini?
Yeah, one can hold on, but Reliance Industries kind of stock, just a 1 month holding is very difficult to say technically as fundamentally also. But longer term, definitely it's a good entry point. The kind of management commentary what we witnessed, one can accumulate the stock for a medium to longer term basis at every dip actually. But for a 1 month horizon, one need to look for momentum, but it can be a safe play. Investor can the trader can continue to hold on to the stock for a medium to short term.
Okay, medium to short term basis you can hold on, but these kind of stocks are actually long term portfolio stocks is something that you should always have in your mind as well. Let's go across to our next viewer. Rishikesh has written in, hello Sakshi, I hold JWL, that's Jupiter Wagons, and I'm on a 10% loss right now. Should I wait for profits to come in or book loss and get out from the stock? What would you advise here? Mr. Batini, the railway space has had a dream run. But after that, a long consolidation has taken place, and for those who have entered at a higher levels, they are now feeling stuck here again. On Jupiter Wagons, which has actually been one of the best performers within the railway space, what would you say now?
Actually, these stocks have been witnessed a phenomenal rally. In fact, they all these stocks have been the multi-baggers. So somewhere, some point of time, since we bought these stocks, we can't expect these stocks to go up every day.
Yes.
Somewhere, the stock has to take some breather. So that's what happening in these railway stocks. Nothing to worry. The good thing for the investors are they got stuck up in good companies. So which is a good thing to struck sometimes. Okay. So one can hold on to these stocks. Decent exits will get from these companies. But railway theme is a by and large a long-term theme, which is intact. The order books and earning visibility is intact, Sakshi. So nothing to worry. Just it's a matter of time. You will get a decent exit.
Okay, got it. Monica Pandit writes in, and she wants to know from you, how is GTL stock for long term? I think she's talking about GTL Infra. How would you look at this stock, and is it a good stock for long term? What would you share here? It's again a
Yes, I think.
13.1 rupee stock. I think it's GTL Limited. She's talking about a penny stock here.
Yeah, the 2 rupees stocks, 2 rupees 65 paisa. The GTL infrastructure she is talking about.
No, she's talking about GTL only. She has written, so I'm guessing it must be GTL Limited. It is a 13.9 rupee stock as of NSE. The stock is up 1.3% today, but in the last 5 days it slipped about 8.5%. If we look at the last 6 months, the stock has gone up 19%, and a year or 2 date basis it is up 30%. But again, it's a penny stock. What would you advise here, sir?
Actually, the market cap of this company is just 200 crores. And also, if you look at the earning track is concerned, there is no stability in terms of the earning stock. Until unless investor is pretty much confident and they want to take this high risk, one can stay invested. Or else there are much good fundamentally sound stocks are available in this market at this point of time. So on rallies, she can book profit and get into some decent other companies.
Okay, got it. So I hope you have taken down that note for yourself, and please do adhere to the advice that's been shared by Mr. Batini on the show. Let's go across to our next caller. Sai is joining in from Hyderabad. Hi Sai, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon, ma'am. I'm good.
Tell me.
Ircon at the rate 270 rupees, and I hold almost 2,000 shares.
Okay, got it. Krantiji, another stock from the railways pack. So Sai is holding on Ircon International at 270. Again, he's asking, should he book loss, or are these stocks for long term and he should have patience? What would you advise here?
They can hold on to the stocks. Sakshi, one problem is, okay, when there is a big momentum is on these stocks, okay, on the top of the pyramid or top of the hill, okay, normally some kind of trading heightened activity that happens. So that's where majority of these traders are investing. Daily based traders are stuck up in these stocks. So nothing to worry at this point of time. The order books are still intact for these companies. You can continue to hold on, and you'll get a decent exit from these companies.
Okay, hold on if you can for the long term right now. Have that patience. You may be ending up getting good amount of profits. In the long term, railway story is pretty strong, but because they have run up quite a lot in the recent time, there is some more wait that you will have to do for your prices to come back. But if you can, please hold on. That's what the advice is from our guest. Krantiji, before I go ahead and ask the next question from our viewer, I also wanted to get a sense from you. You know, we are entering the second half of the fiscal year now. The first half of the year has panned out to be filled with a lot of events. Markets have been volatile. At the same time, they've been resilient. We've actually seen markets come back with full fervor anytime there was a negative news as well. But right now, since we are actually seeing these 13 days of a strong run up, continuous run up on the markets, a rally that's unfolded right from budget lows. We are already up 4,000 points on the Nifty. So after these kind of levels, is it getting extremely difficult for analysts, advisors like you to really pick out value stocks at the current levels, to identify key sectors where the momentum could flow in? Or do you still believe that this market is for those who may still want to invest, but you need to just pick and choose the key sectors and stocks?
Actually, very difficult question to answer, but I'll answer in such a way. Two ways we need to see. Okay, one is the difference between the value and growth. Okay, of course, you rightly mentioned finding value in this market is slightly difficult. Okay, but if one identify the intrinsic value of the companies with respect to their future order book and earning visibility is concerned, still there are some pockets where we can find value. Uh, and by and large, these are the intrinsic values what we need to figure out based on their earning visibility. Coming to the growth, of course, there are some sectors still offers a strong growth visibility. Okay, in terms of the prospects are concerned, company earnings are concerned. Going ahead, what we need to see how the earnings are going to improve for the corporates. That is extremely crucial because
Yeah.
Q1 by and large we have not witnessed any kind of a strong upgradation in terms of the earnings are concerned. At the same point of time, the good thing is we have not witnessed any kind of negative surprises also. So the path is in a very strong note at this point of time, probably with the good monsoon and the kind of growth momentum what we are witnessing, the earnings upgradation we need to witness in the next couple of quarters. And one rate cut from to support this growth, one rate cut from the central bank can also helps the momentum to further to go up. So these are the factors we are looking forward at this point of time. But yes, you rightly mentioned finding a value buy at this point of time slightly difficult. Okay, but that's how the markets are right now positioned. Sakshi, what we can see at this point of time is okay. Yeah, one need to be stock specific. One need to
Stock
be
specific,
sector
right.
specific at this point of time.
Right. Okay, we'll take the last couple of questions then with you on the show, Mr. Batini. Now, we have on our WhatsApp number, some queries have come in, so I'll pick out those. Gaurav from Agra writes on Tata Chemicals, he has 200 shares at 1140. Now, he wants to know till when can profits really come in on Tata Chemicals and what should his strategy be?
Last 3-4 quarters, the earnings of the company have been all the chemical companies have been in a subdued at this point of time. But given the kind of strong fundamentals of this company, one can hold on to the company for a medium to longer term perspective. Most probably, next couple of quarters are crucial for all these specialty chemicals and chemical companies are concerned.
Okay. Got it. Right. We'll have last two questions then. Saran Raj writes, he's from Pondicherry. Hello Saranji, how are you? And he says that I'm doing daily sips in some of the stocks like Zomato, Manapuram, Karnataka Bank, Tata Steel. And now he wants to know, and even ITC, can I continue to buy daily sips in these stocks? How would you advise? He has various stocks from various sectors, Manapuram from gold financing, from food delivery space, he has Zomato. ITC from the FMCG space, it's hit a record high again in trade today. Banking space, he has Karnataka Bank. Metal space, he has Tata Steel. So how should you advise? Is daily SIP advisable in this market?
Sakshi, how the process, strict process, what he is following, we need to identify further in detail. But
Sure.
by and large, if he is buying on dips these stocks, okay, we have practically done at our company also for some investors, and by just diversifying the money into some strong fundamental companies, buying a dip, the strategy really played well in the past couple of years' time. So if he has the strong risk management and procedure, what companies he is buying, he can continue to do that if he is having the time and understanding about where to buy. Buying at dips on Indian markets, always a good procedure.
Okay, buy on dips is always a good process to be followed. We'll take the last question with you, sir. This is Vishnu from Bhimavaram. He's mentioned on our WhatsApp number. Can I buy Wipro at 534 odd levels? IT space stocks have actually come back in flavor from last couple of weeks or so. Mr. Batini, how would you really look at Wipro, which is currently at around 537? Are these good levels to be purchased?
For an investing perspective, Sakshi, the level at this point of time looks very attractive for a medium to longer term perspective. If the investor have more than 1 year time horizon, definitely you can add this company at this current price. But next quarterly results, we need to see strong revival with respect to the prospects
Sure.
are concerned. Last quarter results, of course, it's not attracted the investor fraternity. But by and large, what we can see is some kind of green shoots with respect to their earnings are concerned. So at this point of time, one can add Wipro for a extremely for medium to long term.
Medium to long term, you can definitely buy Wipro at this point in time, Vishnu. I hope that Mr. Batini has been able to help you out with the query right there. Well, we'll thank you, Mr. Batini, for being with us on this special edition of Daily Calls, helping all our viewers with the right kind of strategies and stocks and sectors to be followed at the current levels. Always a pleasure to host you, and we'll have you back very soon on Daily Calls. All right, viewers, we'll wrap it up at that on this edition of Daily Calls. But in case some of your stocks or queries could not be answered, continue to send us your questions on the WhatsApp number that continues to flash on your screens. And also be in touch with us tomorrow noon. We'll be back with another edition of Daily Calls.
Sexual harassment storm explodes in Kerala. At a time when the state's film industry is grappling with allegations of